Hello friends, welcome to G-Centric. So we'll continue the lecture of this one. In the previous lecture we had seen for t is equal to 0, and now in this lecture we will see the behavior of these three elements R, L and C at t is equal to infinity. So basically infinity means at analysis at steady state, right? Okay, maximum point that it reaches, like a constant. After that it does not change its value. Okay, so basically in the steady state analysis this is what we mean. Now whenever you have got the independent source, okay, so if we take the independent source, okay, this independent source, either current or voltage, it can be any of them, V or I source. Okay, but it should be independent. So for this one, when this source, like if I take voltage source and some load is present over here, okay, so this voltage source should be connected so long that it attains maximum, and after that the circuit behavior won't change. So this at t is equal to infinity. So the longer the time the source is connected or it is active, okay, for the supply is given to the circuit for a longer period of time, that analysis we will call it as steady state analysis. Okay, that is at t is equal to infinity. So at what time practically how much? It will be 5 times the time we apply. That is practically, but theoretically it will be infinite. Okay, so this is practical and this is theoretical. Alright, so up to 5 times t we can keep this, after that it will die out, but theoretically it will never die out up to time infinity. Okay, so that is why we will call it as steady state. Now we will make the analysis of this one by one, taking for each of the element, that is R, L and C. Okay, so now if I take first thing as resistor, so does resistor depend on that time? Any time we have seen previous also? No, right? Because if I take here, okay, first we will take this as resistor. Okay, now I'll connect R over here. Okay, so this is V. Alright, so it's nothing but I is equal to V by R. Right, at infinite also it will be V by R only, it won't change, hence it remains constant. At whatever time you take for any value of t, it will give you the results of V by R. Alright, so this is about the resistor. Next we will come to inductor. Okay, so when we draw the inductor, if we have seen that in the previous basic elements, when we were learning, we have seen that for the inductor thing, okay, it will behave like a short circuit when DC input is given for the inductor, right, at steady state. That was the last sentence. At steady state we will give this as it behaves like as a short circuit. Why? We have seen the reason also. If some amount of current, DC current, say 2 ampere is given to this inductor, okay, so this is VL and this is IL, okay. Okay, for VL of T, not T because it's a DC signal, so what is the formula? Voltage across the inductor, it is L di by dt. So now if I give L and this is DC value dt, that is 2. Now when the constant, differentiation of constant, what you will get? You will get it as 0 volts. Okay, so when VL is equal to 0 volt, how does it behave? It is the condition for short circuit, right? So this is the condition for the short circuit. Now once the VL is given, if you take the energy analysis, so at maximum V infinite also it will be like 0 volts. Okay, so if you take the energy F half Li square, okay, at time infinite, what will it behave? It will attain, this L will attain maximum value or constant. Okay, we have seen it as in the applications of this one. Okay, so immediately when we remove and when we add and when maximum amount of voltage or current is given, how it behaves, it will attain the constant term. So at this half energy, half Li square, it will be maximum or constant, and it is the condition of short circuit. So at steady state, we can say that inductor behaves like a short circuit. Okay. So next, coming to the capacitor, we will take capacitor. Okay. So capacitor, if we give DC signal for this also, say 2 volts, we have here capacitor C, and this is the voltage across the capacitor, and this is current. So voltage across capacitor is nothing but Vc is equal to C dV upon dt. This is current IC. So C into differentiation of constant will be equal to 0 amperes. So if it is 0 amperes, it means that it is open circuit. Similarly, for the energy thing, half CV square at infinite, it will become maximum, or it will attain a constant value. Okay. So when it attains the constant value, then it behaves like a open circuit. Okay. So when it is open circuit, it means that at steady state or at infinity, circuit capacitor behaves like a open circuit. So now when we have to sum up this one, we will take a table and we will sum up. Okay, one table is element, we will write the element, and then at t is equal to infinite. So first element is resistor. Okay, so the behavior of resistor will be at t equal to infinite, it will be R only. So for next one, when we take the inductor, it behaves like the short circuit, and for the capacitor at t equal to infinite, it behaves like a open circuit. Okay, so this was the behavior analysis of RL and C, and now we will see the time constant. Okay, so that is the last thing that we will see in this lecture, time constant, and then we will go for the derivation which will help in solving the transient analysis problem. Okay, so now we will move on to the time constant. So coming to this one, time constant, definition of it. So we have the time required for the response that reaches to 63.2% of its final value. So now what does this sentence mean? Okay, if I take a graph and this is V of t and this is time axis, and we have a signal like this. Okay, so this, let it be maximum value V, okay, or the final value. Okay, so if this will be like this, since it is the final value, what it says, the time required for attaining 63.2% of this V. Okay, so that means somewhere below over here it is 0.632. Okay, so this is the value of the time constant when with respect to final value of the function. Okay, so this is one definition when it attains 0.632 or 63.2% of the final value. So we have one more also, with it, this is with respect to final value, and one more we have with respect to initial value. Okay, so now if I take this one and have a decaying signal, so this is the initial value and this is the final value. How much percent? 36.8% of its initial value. So around here, okay, so this is tau, here also it is tau, it is 0.368. So when this response reaches this time, this particular time period, that is how much time period? 36.8% of the total response. How much? But it is for the initial value. This was for the final value. So to reach to that point, what we will call it as time constant, that is tau. One is with respect to final value. Okay, we will take this as the final value, and the other is with respect to initial value. So to understand it more clear, we will take the example of bike or car. You can imagine anything. Now in this we have got speedometer from 0 to 200, say, or 150 or something like that. Okay, so now when you are driving so fast, okay, they say that to reach the maximum speed, you will reach it within some time period, like 3 seconds or 4 seconds. Okay, and similarly this is with respect to maximum value, that is like final value. But whereas to reach it to the to apply the brake, to get it to 0, you will reach it within few seconds. Okay, there will be some amount, okay, but I don't know how much it is with when you apply reverse, that is with respect to initial value. So at this point we have some value, at this point you have some value. So similarly for final value for this time period, you will call this as time constant, and for initial value at this time you will call this as time constant only with respect to initial value. Okay, so now coming to the generalized expression for this, to summarize this one, we have got function. This function can be v or I, okay, or some any other thing that they have asked for the response. It will be equal to final value of that function plus initial value of that function minus the final value multiplied by e to the power minus t times tau, t by tau. So and this is t greater than equal to 0. Why? Because practically time will be in positive terms, it won't be 0 minus. So in this case, final value we can replace it with steady state, that is infinite. Initial value we can replace it with 0 plus and again minus final value multiplied with this time. So if it is an RL circuit, you can replace this tau by L by R. If it is RC, then you can replace tau by RC. Okay, so for RLC we will see it in the upcoming lectures. Okay, because it has got multiple time constants. So this was about this lecture, and in the next lecture we will see some of the derivations based on this. Okay, thank you.